Hi, this is Pastor Jamie with Covenant Church. I'm here today to give you our recap of Ecclesiastes chapter 1. Now I'll say, as we started our series in the book of Ecclesiastes, it seemed kind of depressing. It has seemed like a downer. You know, it almost seems like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh, a character that no matter what good or bad things are happening, he's going to take it with a grain of negativity. And that is how the book of Ecclesiastes, especially the first chapter of Ecclesiastes, sound, that everything under the sun is meaningless, is vanity. Now, the first thing we talked about is how vanity, its real context is that life is short, that life is as a vapor. And so as the preacher says, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. What he's getting across right now is that nothing will last. Whatever you put your work or your time into, it's going to fail, it's going to fall apart. We also said that there is nothing new under the sun. Now, what we mean by under the sun, and it's actually the title of our sermon series, is that anything in this world, anything that has happened, anything that will happen, it's already happened before. That there is nothing new. We said this by way of, we hear about corruption in politics. We hear about shootings now all the time. We have, in effect, moved from shock to just exhaustion. We're exhausted about hearing about all the terrible negative things that are happening. Now, what does that tell us in the light of this section of Scripture? That there's nothing new under the sun, that it's already happened and it's going to continue to happen that way. We also talked about how our wants or our desires are never going to be filled by those things. That we can try to gain and to gain and to gain, but at the end of the day, we are going to be unsatisfied. We see the wording that our eyes will never be filled with seeing, or our ears will never be filled with hearing. Well, this is the depressing part of a life outside of God, that no matter what we do, we're never going to be able to fill that void. We referenced how C.S. Lewis said that if we have longings that this world cannot satisfy, then it stands to reason that we were made for another world. But ultimately, the point of encouragement that we found ourselves in this past Sunday is that nothing that this world can provide, nothing that this world calls us to or tries to draw us into is going to provide the satisfaction that only God can provide. But the encouragement is this today, believer. You are able to live a fulfilled life. You are able to live a life of joy and confidence that it's not wasted, not because of the things that you were trying to get or the things that you were trying to accumulate, but ultimately because the God of the universe loved you so much that he sent his son to die for you. And so that we, no matter if we're rich or poor, no matter the color of our skin, no matter our station in life, we have the joy and the fulfillment of knowing that our identity is not in anything that this world can provide, but ultimately our identity is in the God that desperately loves us and desperately wants a relationship with us. Please join us this Sunday as we continue our series in the book of Ecclesiastes, as we talk about wisdom, and that the wisdom from God is ultimately what we need to chase after. Again, service is at 10:15. We'll have dynamic worship. We'll have programming for your children. But ultimately, we will have the answer to the question, what is the meaning for your life? You have a wonderful day.